You want to talk about sports?
Yes, I want to talk about sports.
You want to get a real job? You want to talk about sports?
Sports.
Sports?
Sports.
Sports?
Sports.
All right, sports it is.
Welcome to Tony's Upset. I'm your host, Tony Chinelli, and I'm with my co-host, Gianni Sr. How are you, G?
I'm doing well. How are you, Tony?
I'm great.
We have another person in the studio again, don't we?
Yes, we do.
Who do we have?
My dad, Gianni Sr.
Also the same name again?
Big G.
Big G. How you
Big
doing today,
G.
Dad?
Doing great, guys. Always great when I'm with my boys.
Awesome. All right. Well, Tony, let's get started. What are we going to talk about today?
So we're going to be talking about the NBA draft and the NHL draft.
So what's on draft?
So first was the NBA draft, and that's what I wanted to talk about, why I'm so upset. For first, I thought the picks were good, but what I don't understand about the NBA draft is how teams draft a player, and then they trade them the same night, and they wear the hat with the team that drafted them, but it's really the other team that drafted them. Does that make sense, Chi?
Sounds like there's deals being made behind the scenes before they even get picked.
Well, yeah, but not in football, though. I mean,
So in football, if you have the number one pick, and let's pretend the Jets take that number one pick.
well, you trade the pick.
Yeah, you trade the pick to the Jets.
The pick.
The Jets would say, we draft this person. The guy would go up there and put on the Jets baseball cap, right?
The Jets hat, yeah.
The Jets hat, the Jets jersey.
As a New York Jet player.
As a New York Jets player. But in the NBA, it's different.
Yes. So, let's just say...
Sorry, did this happen?
Yes, it always happens.
Did it happen? Do you have an example from this draft?
It usually happens in a later.
Yes,
picks.
later. So,
Anything after the top, I would say 8. Even though you're in the first round, it's not like the first round of football. NBA is very difficult.
like Walter Clayton, he was a college basketball champion for the Florida Gators, MVP. He was drafted 18th overall by the Washington Wizards that night. He wore his Wizards hat. He put it on. He shook the commissioner's hand. That same night, he got traded to the Utah Jazz.
Did he know he was going to get traded to the Jazz? Or at least did we all know he was going to get traded to the Jazz? Or was it like a surprise?
So in NBA, they have something called like a proposal trade because they have to do like a waiver or something. They have to do a physical.
Okay.
Teams, not 100%.
Is this one of those things where like, hey, if you're going to trade me a player, we want to actually like put him in front of our medical team and make sure he passes a physical?
Yes.
We do that in the Premier League a lot too with soccer. When you go to get a player, you pay the transfer fee. But before they actually get the money,
in the draft though, because everybody in the draft has already run physicals and run everything because they don't know who they're going to get.
Mm-hmm.
It's on the board. So a lot of times, people have run these things before. I just think what happens is they take the best player available, even if they may not need it, might not suit in their needs.
But they let other teams pick them.
Somebody else's team, and they strengthen up. A lot of times, people trade for just draft picks. Look, the New York Knicks have more draft picks than anybody now. Have nobody in the draft. They gave away all the draft picks. I mean, you look at the New York Knicks, Mikal Bridges, great player, right? But we gave up, 5 first-rounders for him or something like that?
Yes, but we traded him from Philadelphia, right?
Mikal Bridges?
Or did he come from?
No.
Yeah, but the team that we
got. There was always a 3-way trade.
Mm-hmm.
This has happened before, though, even in football. People don't forget about Eli Manning, Hall of Famer now, won 2 championships with the Giants. Was not drafted by the Giants.
Mm-hmm.
You know who he was drafted by?
The Los Angeles Chargers.
That's right. And you know who the Giants actually drafted?
Philip Rivers.
Philip Rivers, that's right.
So did the Giants go in that night saying, like, we are going to draft Philip Rivers, and we're going to put him at quarterback?
Made it clear he did not want to play.
For the Los Angeles Chargers.
Yes.
I'm sorry, time out. I've been a Giants fan for most of my life. Did Eli Manning have was he that much of a good college prospect where he had the audacity to say where he would and wouldn't play for? That man has earned his Super Bowl rings, but he's not Tom Brady.
Well, Gianni, he comes from a famous dad, Archie Manning, who was a Super Bowl champion, right, Daddy?
He was never a Super Bowl champion. It was the opposite. He played for the New Orleans Saints, the Aints, they called them.
You used to say they used to wear the brown bags.
The brown bags, the Aints. I mean, I used to watch this guy run around. He looked like Lionel Messi does when he's zigzagging through in soccer, but he did that in football, running for his life.
But was he a good player, though?
He was a great player, and he had a really good arm, and he was ahead of his time. He was a running quarterback, but he had to run even more so because they had no offensive line. The guy got killed.
So,
oh wait, one more thing, Gianni. Also, he was the brother of Peyton Manning,
That's right.
who was a star quarterback at Tennessee,
And
but
star
he
quarterback in
star
the-
quarter in the NFL.
So just as a little side note, guys, and I was actually in my restaurant. I met Chuck Amato, who's coach for Phillip Rivers, and the Pittsburgh Steelers and Chuck Cowell wanted to talk to Phillip Rivers, and they asked me to open up my restaurant on a Sunday, which I never open up on Sunday. It was a fine dining restaurant. So I said, listen, guys, if we're going to open up, I got to open up for everybody. It's going to look stupid, just us sitting in there, right? It looks like, some kind of sit down. So they said, oh, yeah, do whatever you got to do, Johnny. So sure enough, I had a motto in there. I had Bill Cowher when he was coaching the Steelers. I had the wrestling coach, Guzzo, from NC State. And we sat in there. Now, I've got a lot of friends who are Pittsburgh people, and they couldn't believe it. They were coming in. They were like, listen, we're going to sit by the bar. When they order the bathroom, we're going to talk to them. I said, why don't you just come to the table? They said, no. This way, when, I could just mosey on in. Well, we sat down. Those guys had drinks all night, and we had a lot of food, a lot of drinks. And believe it or not, Phillip Rivers never showed up. Okay. But my friends at the end of the bar drank so much they passed out, never got to say hello to Bill Cowher.
that's funny.
It's a true story.
Funny.
Yeah, and that's the same night my friend Vinny was signed by the Dallas Cowboys, and Parcells was the coach. And Vinny had called Vinny to congratulate him. Next thing you know, Cowher's on the phone with him, Amato's on the phone with him. I'm like, what's this? Like, everybody knows each other around here.
Yeah.
It was pretty cool.
Well, I guess they were thinking to themselves, maybe we're not getting a quarterback.
Yeah, well.
Who did the Steelers end up getting? Do we know?
Well,
Ben
Ben
Roethlisberger.
They got Roethlisberger out here?
They got struck down, but I'm going to tell you something, guys. This is a true thing. So Cowher says to me, so what do you think I should
Oh,
draft?
yeah.
Okay. So I said, I said, you got Rivers, what you want? He's a gamer, but I just don't like the way he throws the ball. It's kind of like shot puts it, slinging it. I said, I think you should go for this big guy in Miami, Ohio, Ben Roethlisberger. I think in the beginning, Roethlisberger will be better, because he's more suited for a pro offense than the other guy. Now, did he pick Roethlisberger because of me? I wish I could say that. But this was an actual conversation. Sitting down after some penny vodka and Asabuco. So,
What did you guys drink that night?
oh,
Were you even into bourbon at this point?
No, I was not into bourbon at that point. We were drinking Amarones that night, and the guys didn't understand how strong Amarones were. I think that's why they didn't get up to go to the bathroom. I don't think they could get up.
Oh, man. I can't top that. Tony, I'm going to get benched if I don't have any good stories.
You remember that place, guys?
Yep.
That's awesome.
6 Forks Road.
So, Tony, who was the number one pick overall?
So the number one pick was Cooper Flag out of Duke University.
Tell me about him. Is it good?
Cooper Flag, he's 17 years old. He was the youngest player drafted. He was the number one
17.
Yeah.
Wow.
Recruited player. He's from Maine. He was going to go play at Maine University.
Small school compared to Duke.
Yep. But he decided to commit to Duke University. Led them to the Final Four this year.
And then he got hurt?
He got hurt. Yeah. He was not at 100% when they lost.
What type of player is he?
He's
really good.
forward. He's a
big boy?
big boy, yep.
He's a more athletic Larry Bird, I think.
How's his back?
Listen, I think anybody would trade to have a bad back like Larry Bird and play like Larry Bird.
Oh, man. I just see clips all the time about Larry Bird. What a time to be alive. Oh, I know. Man.
He gave no,
So who did he go to, Cooper Flag?
He went to the Dallas Mavericks.
which I think is an inside job here.
Well, I don't like that how the Dallas. I see also about the NFL
Wait, what
and
happened?
NBA.
What happened?
Well, listen, tell me how
whoa.
Luka Doncic, okay, arguably one of the best young talents in NBA, happens to get to
The Los Angeles Lakers.
How?
Wait, time out. Back up.
And then Dallas wins the lottery because that's how they do
that's
this.
what I wanted to talk
Tony,
about. Dallas
about
wins the war. Well, like in NFL, the worst team gets the number 1 pick. But in NBA, the worst team doesn't get the number 1 pick. They pick between, like this. There's 32 teams in the NBA. Like the first 16 worst teams, they have like a waterly to see. Like I think Dallas, out of 32 teams, would have been like 14th or 15th.
So they weren't that bad.
No, but
how did they get the number 1 pick?
Because they won a stupid waterly.
So that's why you think it's rigged?
Yeah.
I think it's rigged. I mean, come on. I mean, this whole thing.
Dallas loses their star and then just gets another?
It used to be in basketball. You played with a team and you play with one team. Now all of a sudden it's like stars are like, oh, I'm going to go over there. We're going to have 3 stars go over there.
Well, no, they don't let that do anymore. They don't let that do that anymore.
With Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh down in Miami.
Yes, but you got to give NBA the credit. They won't let any... Well, you wouldn't say Manu Ginobili, Chris Duncan, or Tony
They were
Parker.
homegrown.
What about
They were homegrown.
Kevin Garnett?
They were all homegrown.
Rajon Rondo.
Yep, those were homegrown.
Ray Allen.
Ray Allen.
Through picks and things like that. That's how it was.
Time out. One more question. Explain to me how, with that Celtics teams we were naming, yes, we know Celtics teams, even though we're Knicks fans, you have Ray Allen, Rajon Rondo, Kevin Garnett,
Paul Pierce,
and Kendrick Perkins. How is Kendrick Perkins the only person that I see these days? He's the only one I see on TV.
So, like,
did he not make enough money?
No, Kendrick Perkins is on
No,
ESPN.
he's outspoken, and he's actually good.
It's funny. I saw a clip of him. I saw a news reporter standing on a street corner, and he was asking people, like, who's the best? He was in Boston. Who's the best player on the Celtics, blah, 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 on this team? And they're like, you got Pierce, you got Garnett. They're like, what do you think about Perkins? And be like, Perkins was a bust. And then Perkins, like, walks out around the corner. He's like, what'd you say? And the guy's like, oh, my God, you're Kendrick Perkins. You're so good. You're my hero. This happened, like, 7 times in this video. It was hilarious. Any other good picks in the draft?
Yes, so I think the Charlotte Hornets really won the draft. They got another good player who I thought was a steal. His name was Con Knipple, a guard from Duke University, a freshman. And he was also a big star coming out of high school in Wisconsin. They also got somebody like Phoenix drafted a 2-time college basketball champion, but he went to the Charlotte Hornets, like how we were saying he got
traded. A trade.
Yep. His name was William Mealy. They also got another Duke player, a forward.
Is that why they got rid of Lonzo Ball?
Yep.
LaMelo.
LaMelo Ball.
I will say, I saw...
There's always an O in the end of their name. Lonzo LaMelo.
I saw LaMelo Ball play, and I'll tell you, he was a baller. I went to a Hornets game like a year ago. I will say, fun game. Spectrum Stadium's fine. The audacity of NBA jersey prices. I'm not going to talk about this long. If you went and bought a soccer jersey, $60 for an authentic one, $120. I go to the NBA jersey store in the Spectrum Center, and the jerseys are $190. They don't even have sleeves. They don't have sleeves. They're sleeveless jerseys.
Talk to Dad. I got connections in New York. Don't worry about it. I'll get you one.
You're not going to get me a Charlotte Hornets jersey.
Yeah, get a discount in New York. Who cares about the Hornets there?
Where did we used to go in New York for clothing? Was it Modell's?
Modell's used to have.
Dude, I love Modell's.
Used to get your jerseys. You remember you got your Damian Tomlinson jersey?
Got Damian Tomlinson, Brett Favre. A million Yankees jerseys. I used to have that Cano jersey. So many good ones. Okay, go ahead, Tony.
So I do think the Charlotte Hornets will be a sleeper. They haven't been in the playoffs in 10 years.
Do they have a big man yet?
What?
Do they have a big man yet? They've been a big man in 6 years.
Today.
You don't?
No.
But the East is so wide open.
When I was a boy, there were big men in the NBA, like Amari Stoudemire, and they also didn't have backs.
You have Kristaps Porzingis, 7'4", shooting 3-pointers.
That's so weird.
10 feet behind you.
Oh, he got traded again?
Yeah, so what does that tell you? You know why they traded him?
Does Boston that? No.
I don't know, man. I think when it came down to it, whenever he was sick, this and that, as your grandmother said one time, you got to have balls.
I will say, on a funny note, I have a history of giving bad gifts because I was 14 years old and I didn't have money, so I couldn't give good gifts. When I got a job, the first thing I did is I started buying my family better gifts. I bought Tony a really nice Kristaps Porzingis Knicks jersey, and he got traded the next day. And it was heartbreaking.
And what happened when you got me that little yellow Rocky thingy for Christmas.
I don't know what you're talking about, and I'm going to pretend like I have
What's
no
that,
idea.
Rocky? What is that?
The yellow.
Oh my goodness. So Tony likes to walk at night where it's pitch black and it's not safe. So I bought him a safety vest, like the ones that homeless people can wear sometimes. And the entire family has roasted me about it for about 3 years now. Because I bought him one of those airport luggage guy vests.
I think it said that airport luggage guy vest on it. That's the problem there. You could have got one that had the New York Knicks thing or something like that, or Yankees emblem on it.
Yeah, but I also bought him a UFC Venom hoodie.
Yes, that was a nice, but
I bought you that Venom hoodie.
Yes.
I buy you nice things. I'm not just a terrible gift giver. But that's not, you know what? I don't need to defend my honor here. Tony, let's talk about the NHL draft.
Yes, let's go.
Did you watch the NHL draft?
Unfortunately, I had some stuff I had to do this week, so no.
What did you do this week?
I went to a concert, country concert, Parker McCollum.
Well, how was it?
He was good.
Okay, that's awesome. Now, I will say, I watched a little bit of the NHL draft, and it was really interesting.
Why?
Nothing. Nothing was interesting about it. Granted, I wasn't watching it with the volume on, but it just looked like a bunch of frat dudes getting drafted into the NHL.
Outside of the NFL, all the drafts kind of a week.
Yeah.
And the NFL draft is awesome. It's weird that we like watching it, but they're it's the Jets fans, and you got the guys that look like firemen.
They don't even do that in NBA.
No, they don't. Everyone should just follow.
They used to have it in New York all the time, and now they try to share it.
Yeah.
When my friend Vinny got drafted number 1 in 1986, we had it at the Marriott Marquis in Manhattan. Almost got kicked out of the hotel the night before. That's another story.
Are you allowed to tell that story, or will it affect Vinny's
career? We were just having a battle royal. We almost threw Ricky Rossi right through the window, 34th floor.
Oh, okay. We got to send this to Vinny.
Okay. So, that being said, the NHL draft, how did it start off? Who was the number one pick?
The number one pick was the New York Islanders had it, and they selected Matthew Schaefer with the number one pick, who was a defenseman.
Wow, defenseman, number one pick, huh?
Yep.
Where's he from?
He's from Hamilton, Canada.
Tell me more about him.
That's Hamilton, Ontario, right? Yeah.
Yep. He played for the Erie Ottawas, which is in PA, Gianni?
So it's the Erie Otters?
Otters.
Johnny's favorite, the Otters.
I used to love Otters. I'm a big Otter guy.
Tell him about the Otters.
I like otters. I'm not going to apologize for that. I also like birds. I'm not going to apologize for that either.
What was that show again?
That was Jimmy Neutron. And that
Jimmy Neutron.
Tell him about the law, Miss Jerry. I think I might actually be mixing of mice and men there. But anyways, yeah, he was a first-round pick in 2023 for the Erie Otters. Here's the cool thing. The Erie Otters play in Erie, Pennsylvania, where I actually happen to be flying for the first time tomorrow, which is just super weird. But that's not relevant. The Erie Otters do not play in the USA's NHL. They play in the Ontario Hockey League. So there are U.S. teams playing in the Canadian League, which is fine, I guess, because they're Canadians.
Teams play here.
Yeah, but you know what? I'm okay with them being part of our thing. I don't know if I want to share ours with theirs. But you know what? I guess it's fair. Tony, what do you think?
Yeah, you can say that. But I really want to go into the Matthew Schaefer thing.
Tell me about him.
He was a number one pick this year, and he lost his mother last year to breast cancer.
So he's sorry to hear that.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah,
He's also had also just a tough, not even losing his mom, but also he had surgery last year for a broken clavicle. And he was having a good season. He's had 22 points, 7 goals with 15 assists, and a plus 21 rating in 17 games that season. Now, I don't know
plus
that
21
much.
rating.
Well, I don't know. I don't know
plus
that.
minus rating. Anytime you plus, you're looking good.
Okay,
I
fair
don't want
enough.
to be minus. Nobody wants to be
No,
minus.
nobody wants to be minus.
Golfers want to be minus.
I guess so, yeah.
But who wants to be a golfer? Well, you saw the way I used to bat in baseball. I might have won. You should have golfed. You should have golfed. I'll never forget Danny just smoking a cigar in the front yard. Are you trying to teach me how to? You were trying to teach me how to bat, and Danny's just in there John.
Can't teach somebody who doesn't listen.
Golfers make a lot of money. I listen. I just selectively. All right, Tony. We've talked about the number one pick. Now, as North Carolinians, tell me about my North Carolina Hurricanes. Who do we pick up?
Yes, the Canes did not have a first-round pick, but for the first overall pick in the second round, with the 41st pick, they selected a goalie out of Russia, Seymour Faroof.
Semyon Frolov.
Yes, Seymour Faroof.
So are they drafting this guy as a starter? I mean, it's the second round, so probably not, right?
No, he's a young prospect. He's 18 years old.
Okay. And do they have other goalies?
Yes, they do. They have 2 veteran goalies.
Who's the Rangers pick up? Dad?
Yeah, another bonehead move. So they had JT Miller. So they traded JT Miller a few years ago. And then what do? They needed him back. So they traded him and they give away their 12th pick. It makes no sense. I mean,
how have they been, the Rangers, these last couple of years?
The Rangers have good teams and they seem to dismantle them quickly and rebuild them, which I don't like. As a person that goes back to the days of the goal a game line, we had Kachuk, Rattel, we had Gilbert. You grew up with players, and since you were a kid, and they stay with the teams. Today, I don't even know who's on a team after every year is changing, moving. Mm-hmm. It's a lot. I think it's very bad for hockey because it's very hard for fans to get invested into teams if they keep on doing this. Players just jumping left and right and coming in. And they play in Europe and then they come here 2 years. They go back to Europe.
It's kind of weird.
It's hard, the identity now.
Yeah, I think as someone who works in corporate America, for example, right? Loyalty isn't always rewarded, is what people say. Is that sometimes you have to leave and switch jobs. And I've switched jobs a couple times in my career, and it's always rewarded me nicely. So I understand with these professional athletes, sometimes jumping will get you an extra $10, $20 million, maybe more. My thing is, you're right. I like being able to say, you know what, the last 4 or 5 years, we've had these same core group of guys, and they have been the people that I look up to. When children are watching their favorite team, I was really thankful that growing up, I got to watch, Giambi, Cano, Derek Jeter, Aaron Rodriguez, Jorge Posada, all these guys who I sat there and I was like, these are my dudes. I know them. They've been the same guys. They'll be the same guys. I'll never forget how heartbroken I was when Cano left. It's just nice, especially for younger fans, for them to look at a team, be able to recognize the names.
You want to get vested into a team.
I don't watch as much of the Yankees as I used to, but it's just weird for me that every time I try to get back into watching the Yankees play, I'm like, who is this guy? Do we not have what's-his-face? What do you mean we sold him last year? We just got him, Oh, how about that young guy? We sold him? What do you mean we sold him?
As a lifelong Yankee fan, it was the first thing I remember coming here. I was old enough when I came here from Italy, was watching the Yankees. And I can tell you, you're right, we've always traded people this and that, but now I kind of feel good they got some foreign people up there.
Tony, what do you think?
Well, just 2 things to say. First, people always ask me what's my favorite sport. I say baseball. And they're like, why is baseball not football, basketball, and stuff? I say because they're the only team that I grew up that won.
That's fair.
I've been in 2 championships. I've seen them consistently. Also,
it's not like the Jets guys. I got brought up on child endangerment because my kids became Jet fans. So
hey, you know what? We were Giants fans when they won the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
I saw
twice.
The David Tyree helmet catch. The David Tyree helmet catch.
Yeah, Tyree.
Yeah, that was good. That was good.
I love mentioning that to Boston people. Oh yeah.
Yeah, this is not a pro Patriots podcast. Hey, you know what?
No, pro Boston's podcast.
I will say one thing: the Patriots have been bad a couple years now, and I hope it continues.
Yeah,
it really does.
Well, people think that the Patriots will be good.
Who did they draft?
Well, they have a second-year player, Drake May, out of North Carolina.
Okay, he's better than
first round.
What's his name?
No, this is second year.
What's Pikachu's name? Zappy?
Bailey Zappi.
Did he play? Is he from the Patriots?
Yes, but he's not even there.
And then there was Mac Jones.
Mac Jones.
Do you remember that game what was it, last year, where Belichick only threw the ball 8 times?
No, that was a couple years against Buffalo. And they beat Buffalo. Oh, God.
He threw the ball 8 times.
Joey's not going to like this.
Joey's not going to like this. It's okay.
And Daddy and
Joey
Mom
doesn't share
wants
food
us.
either.
Okay, so what else you got, Tony? What do you think about this conversation about teams and players constantly rotating?
I don't like it. I don't understand. Like with the Juan Soto thing, like he could have stayed with the Yankees more. He couldn't, and not just because I would have loved it, but like the way he left, he just. And I know he wants to support his family though and stuff. And but
the
didn't
thing
get a
is,
box
it's like,
office.
I have more sympathy for guys that, like, if you come from like a poor country and it's like, I'm going to go where the money's good. You know why? Because I'm building hospitals in my home country. I need the extra 20 mil. But when a guy is like, yeah, you know what? In order to really support my family, I'm going to leave all these fans heartbroken and get one extra mil. It's not worth it.
Yeah, well, I
making
also
plenty of
want
money.
to say about how, like, NBA, it's like my fourth favorite sport now. Is because, like, players are just going everywhere now. Like, I could tell you, like, the 15 teams Kevin Durant's been on. And the 12 teams, James Harden. Like, that doesn't happen in NFL. They don't go to teams, like, or MLB.
How about the NHL? We're talking about the NHL draft a little bit here.
Yes.
Do players stay?
No.
A superstar. Usually one superstar in the team.
Yeah.
That superstar.
Well, that
Ovechkin will stay.
Yes,
Lemieux will
Crosby.
stay.
Yeah, those are older guys.
But there's no, like, NHL, except for Ovechkin or Crosby.
Is that guy a host of the Canes?
Huh?
Never mind.
Sebastian Aho.
Yeah. Is he still at the Canes?
I don't think so.
I don't think so, no.
He's the only guy I know on that team. Everyone in the audience, I'm what they call
No, I think he is, yes, yeah.
He got his jersey.
We have a Ho jersey?
Yeah.
I have one.
We have a lot of jerseys.
Oh, yeah, okay, he's still on the Canes.
Yeah, he's still on the count.
Sebastian stays.
Sebastian.
Hashtag Sebastian stays. What else we got, guys, before we close it up? Any last
I
comments?
just want to thank you guys for having me, too.
Thank you for coming.
Hey, listen, guys. We need some listener questions. Send in listener questions. Let me know if we like hearing from Gianni Sr. Let me know.
Try to get rid of me already.
We can have him on the podcast anytime.
Yes.
Awesome. All right, guys. That's all we got today. Thanks for listening.
Have a great day, everybody. Today, we're going to be doing a 2-episode recording. So,
They don't need to know that.
Okay, you can edit that out. He's doing it.
Yep, just start over.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
No, you're fine. No, you're doing great. That was great. It's one of those things where, like, this is stagecraft. We're behind the scenes. They don't need to know what we're doing.
Okay.